Americans move in and they start living in the country now, right? And they do what? They buy up your land and push you out. That happens, right? You know, you got to come up here where they tell you you're an illegal alien.
Right.
But they kicked you out of your country. Read.
We are orphans and fatherless.
Why? Because in order for them to establish those corporations, what did they have to do to our leaders? They had to kill them. They had to kill the people that were fighting to preserve the land. Read.
Our mothers are as widows.
They killed our fathers. Read. And that's just not just us. They did it with the Black Panthers, right? They killed our leaders and left us as orphans. Read.
We have drunken our water for money.
Now the water, the rivers that run in Guatemala, you got to now spend money to get water from the river. It says you drank your own water for money. Why is the Bible describing the lives of all people in Central America to a T? Why do you think that is, Oscar? It's because it is talking about you.
Right.
This is your history that we're reading. This is not just your history that we're reading. This is current day events that we're reading about in Guatemala. That lets you know these things are still happening. You are the Israelite. You are an Israelite from the tribe of Zebulun. Read.
Our wood is sold unto us. Our necks are under persecution.
So now we're reading your history in the Bible, right? But why did it happen? Do you remember? Say what? We didn't follow his commandments.
That's right.
So watch this. Now we got to get some commandments, right? We got to find out, how do we reverse this? We got to find out. Go to Exodus 20 and 8. Start with a very basic one. What day do you go to church? If you go to church. Okay, but if you had to go to church, typically what day would you go? Or how did you grow up going to church? Sunday, right? What about you, Manuel? It's supposed to be Saturday, right? All right, perfect, Manuel. Perfect. Read that.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day.
No, Manuel just get, what day is the Sabbath day, Manuel? Saturday. Primarily Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, which is right now. When the sun sets Friday, it begins God's Sabbath day. That's a law that we're supposed to keep. Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. Read.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
So it says you have 6 days from Sunday up to Friday sundown. You have to work, take care of everything you need to take care of. Because once that sun sets Friday until Saturday sundown, that's God's Sabbath day. That's his time. Read.
In it thou shalt not do any work. Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant.
No, this is the part. That's the part I'm glad I almost skipped that. It says, in it thou shalt not do any work. You're not supposed to be working on the Sabbath day. What's going on, my brother back there? You just listening? Hey, look, I'm gonna ask questions, because if you're gonna listen, I'm gonna make sure you're learning. Did you hear what I said about the Sabbath day? All right, read it from the top again.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work.
It says 6 days must you work from Sunday to Friday sundown. That's your time to get everything you need to get done. Read.
But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
God says that's my day. On that day, you shouldn't be working. Read.
In it thou shalt not do any work. Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant.
Now watch this. Go to Exodus 16 to 23 now. So it says we're not supposed to work on the Sabbath day. Oscar, I can see you're listening very intently. That's good. That's good. What's your name? What's your name, by the way? Sylvester? Good. Nice to meet you, Sylvester. Read that. Exodus 16:23.
The book of Exodus, chapter 16, verse 23. And he said unto them, this is that which the Lord hath said. Tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath.
Listen to the instructions God gives to us, because he's talking to us in the wilderness.
Unto the Lord, bake that which ye will bake today.
Meaning the day prior, bake that which ye will bake today. Read.
And seethe,
seethe means to boil. Boil
that ye will seethe.
Boil that which you need to boil, whether you want to make soup or pasta, something. Whatever you need to boil or heat up to cook, do it the day prior. Don't do it on the Sabbath day. Read.
And that which remaineth over, lay up for you to be kept until the morning.
So that you can have food to eat on the Sabbath. Why do you think God would say that? Because he doesn't want you to do what on the Sabbath day? He don't want you to work. That's right. That's true. But right now we're talking about matters of food. He don't want you to do what with the food? Huh? No, read it from the top again. Read it from the top.
And he said unto them, this is that which the Lord hath said, tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath unto the Lord. Bake that which ye will bake.
If I need to bake something, what does that require? Cooking. It requires cooking. All praises. Read on.
And seethe.
Seethe means to boil. That requires what? Hey, my sister. If I need to seethe, if I need to boil something, what does that require also? Fire. No cooking on the Sabbath day. That's what God is saying. Read.
And that which remaineth over, lay up for you to be kept until the morning.
Now, whatever's left over, you have that to eat on the Sabbath day. Because God doesn't want you to do what? Cook on the Sabbath day. There's no cooking. All right? Now watch this. Go to Nehemiah 10:31. What else can't we do on the Sabbath? Hey, ma'am, Addie, what else can't we do on the Sabbath day? Because you spot on. We can't work. We can't cook. What else can't we do?
What club was that at?
That was admit that a lot of people don't even realize they.
I've called her. She hasn't responded. I've called her more than a few times.
With the Zulu Nation, I'm like, what the hell is this? I know nobody know what I'm talking about. You'll leave me on the island by myself. I don't know what the hell Bishop's talking about. That's what y'all do. Then after class, yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I just don't want to be caught out there. The hell is this? Get on my damn nerves. So read that again, 31.
I got you. Nehemiah 10:31.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 10, verse 31. And if the people of the land bring ware.
Now watch this. Like right now, where we're at. This is a place where people tend to come through and frequent, right? The people of the land. Read.
Bring ware.
Ware means clothes. Read.
Or any victuals.
Food. Victuals is food.
On the Sabbath day to sell, that we would not buy it of them on the Sabbath.
Now we would not what?
Buy it of them on the Sabbath.
Meaning what? We're not supposed to buy and sell. There should be no business going on the Sabbath day. So all of these businesses that you see down here, they're in violation of God's laws. But watch this. Us being the children of Israel, we're not to be caught up in that. We're supposed to keep God's laws. Now here's another thing, right? I need a picture. Addie, let me see. Where is it at? Those earrings that you have on your ears. That image. What is that? Those earrings you have on your ears. Where did that come from? Go to Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28. All right. Watch this. Now, Oscar. This is another thing I want you to catch on to. You see the cross, right? You see the cross, right? Is that a holy symbol? Why do you say that? Where your family from, Addie? Mexico. All right, all praises. No, you said it's not a holy symbol. Why do you say that, Oscar? You don't have anything? You don't have it? Okay, all right. No, the Christian cross.
It indicates where.
Let me yeah, I'll use this. I'll use this. All right. All right. I want you to listen to this verse. Read this. 28, 64.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
God said he would scatter his people amongst all people. The Mexicans were scattered. The Guatemalans were scattered. What? Y'all were transported to Spain to work in Spain. The blacks were transported to work over here. So we were scattered everywhere, right? Read.
From the one end of the earth even unto the other.
Read.
And
there, wherever you got off. So, like for example, if you got off in Spain, you ended up being what? A Catholic.
Right.
Right? Read.
And there thou shalt serve other gods.
Now understand something. God in the Bible, we worship who? The creator of heaven and earth, right? He's saying in your colonialism, when you were colonized, when you had to serve slavery, you would end up serving another God. Who did that other God end up becoming? What color is Jesus Christ? He's a white. You say he's a white man. What color did you say? Black. He's black. So how did we end up serving a white Jesus Christ? Yeah, that's a good question. How do you know she's black? How do you know he's black? Oh, that's what you were taught? The first Christian was Egyptian. No. Acts 11:26. The first Christians, right? I'm gonna show you who the first Christians were. The first Christians were your ancestors from those tribes over there. Acts 11:26. I mean, the Jews, us, the blacks, like my brother right here, Emmanuel. He's a Jew. He's a Jew. All the blacks that you see walking back and forth here, those are the Jews. Those are the biblical Jews. The people that you see walking around right now saying they're Jewish, they stole your heritage. They stole your heritage. Read this, Acts 11:26.
The book of Acts, chapter 11, verse 26. And when he had found him, he brought him unto Antioch. And it came to pass that a whole year they assembled themselves with the church and taught much people. And the disciples, Hattie, were called Christians first.
The first Christians were the disciples. Peter, James, John, Andrew. Those were the first ones to be called Christians. But understand something. Go back to 28:64 now. At no point did they worship or bow down to a Christian cross. At no point. Read that again.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth, even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods.
For example, you said Christ is a black man. 100% right. So who is this?
Faith.
Huh?
Faith.
You said Satan?
Faith.
You're right though. He said fake?
He said faith.
He's a fake.
He said
Correct.
fake.
Yes, fake. 100% right. So watch this. This
fake.
image
All
brought
this.
you those Christian crosses.
All this is a faith.
That's where those Christian crosses come from. See that right there? Remember, wherever you got all praises, I didn't even have to tell you. Wherever you got dropped off, that's what you ended up worshiping. So when you got dropped off in Spain, you ended up what? A Catholic. The conquistadors came to Guatemala, you ended up doing what? Becoming a Catholic. And they forced that image on you and said, what? Worship this or die.
Bring it out.
And so to survive, what did we do? We chose to bow down to it as a people.
Right.
To survive. It became survival for us. But understand, it is nowhere documented in the Bible.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models.